This fire broke out at the Nyapara refugee camp in Cox's Bazar district, a region in southern Bangladesh where 1 million Rohingya Muslim refugees are staying, where they have come from Myanmar. These are images that have been sent to us by people on the ground, images sent to us here in the Cube to my colleagues Shauna and Hebe. I can show you another video now sent to us of when the fire was at its height. Important to say that at this stage, no casualties have been reported, no serious injuries have been announced. But it was volunteers and refugees who were the first responders on the scene. The authorities then, after a short delay, arrived, and officials say that firefighters were able to bring this blaze under control within 2 hours. But the cause of this fire is not yet known. Despite the fact that there were no casualties, the UNHCR, that's the United Nations Refugee Agency, they have said in a statement that this blaze has destroyed or partially destroyed more than 550 refugee shelters. Shelters where around 3,500 people were staying, as well as 150 shops which were either damaged or partially damaged. We can show you some more images now from the scene which show you the aftermath of this. There you can see people on the ground searching through charred corrugated iron sheets for any valuables or anything else that they can salvage. But as you can see, very little of that camp remains, apart from a few concrete pillars there and a cluster of trees. Now, the UNHCR has said that they are supporting people on the ground with materials for shelters, as well as hot food and medical facilities. But people on the ground, people who have suffered through this fire, have told us in the Cube that while some people have got to stay with relatives, others have had to stay put in the camp because there is simply nowhere else for them to go. Remember, it was in August 2017 when it was around 700,000 Rohingya Muslims fled to the Cox's Bazar district after the military in the Buddhist majority of Myanmar began a crackdown. This crackdown has been described by human rights groups and the United Nations as ethnic cleansing. And remember, the Bangladesh authorities have also tried to move around several thousand Muslims from this region to a remote island. But that, of course, has also come up against some criticism. Well, in response to this latest fire, you have organisations like Save the Children and their country director who say that once again, this blaze is another devastating blow for those displaced Rohingya Muslims. And put simply, despite the relentless efforts of humanitarian organisations, a refugee camp is simply no place for children to grow up. So, Alistair, the effects of this fire, although there are no casualties, are likely to be felt in the region by those Rohingya Muslims for a long time to come.